we start with the proper trading setup, right? Using moving averages, RSI, and MACD. So I usually follow a very specific setup, which I keep sharing on the YouTube also. So I want to go through the entire setup and explain you guys what are my specific setups using which I find out all the trades. So let me take you to the market, and we go to the market here, live market. And remember one thing before I proceed, first and foremost, the time period. I mean, whenever you're analyzing or you're making your mindset, your time period has to be minimum 1 day, right? I would say, if not minimum, then keep it, as a default 1 day definitely. But trading will be done from the 15 minutes. You will analyze the stocks from 1 day, but trade from 15 minutes, right? I'll tell you how. Entry and exit will be from 15 minutes, but your mindset, whether you're going to go long or you're going to go short, go long means you're going to buy, or go short means you want to sell, will be decided based on 1 day movement of the stock price. So let me take you to the stock or Nifty. Any of the thing is fine. So we will put the studies, go to the studies and put moving averages, and we will use simple moving average. We will not use any exponential or anything. So first it shows me 50, give it a red color, and done. Next, again you go to the moving averages, and now you make it 10 and give it a green color. From here you give it a green color, take this green color, and done. Then the next, again you go to the moving average, same place, and this time you make it 200. And the color has to be now blue color. I mean, not necessary, you can give any color that you wish to, but I've just given you some different colors. Now go again to the studies and use MACD default values. Just the default values, 12, 26, and 9, and whatever the color they have taken, I'm just going to take that only and click it. And RSI I'm going to change a little bit, right? What are the changes? I'll leave the period as 14 only, but what I'll do, overbought I'm going to make 60, oversold I'm going to make 40, and color of overbought will be red, and color of oversold will be green, right? And I'm done. Right? This is my setup, right? This is my simple setup. If you wish, you can do one more thing, which usually I keep. I'll tell you what's the reason. Again, go to the moving average. Now take 450, and the color you can take some different color here, purple color, and done, right? So these are your different values, right? These are the different values of moving averages. So what is the purpose of these moving averages, and where do I find the positive trades? So the moving averages, which is the 10 moving average, price of the stock or Nifty moves along this line, right? That's one thing. Second is 50 moving average. 50 moving average behaves as a support or the resistance. That is why I've given it a red color. Then you have a blue color, which is a 200 moving average, which is a deep support or longer period support or resistance. And then I have 450 moving average, which is again a very deep support stock has. Look at it so beautifully. It has taken a support from 450 moving average and gone up, right? Here also you can see once, twice, thrice, 4 times it has taken support, but this time, which is yesterday, it has broken that support as well, right? So this is my simple setup. All right, MACD is the default value, and I'll tell you when is my buy situation, when is going to be my buy setup, when is going to be my sell setup. What I have done, RSI I have made overbought at 60, oversold at 40, right? So I've figured out only 5 setups out of this general setting, and I'm going to teach you one after the other all the 5 setups, right? So you will use, like there are 3 for buying and 2 for selling. These setups that I've defined, 3 of them are going to be for buy side and 2 of them are going to be for sell side, right? So I'm going to take you to one after the other, all the 5 setups that I have. So let's go to the next slide, and there are 5 trades that I have defined here. What are those? Trade from the top means a stock has going up and up and up, and there's a well-defined top to it, and from there it is planning to come down. That's the trade from the top. Trade from the bottom, trade of resistance, trade of support, and trade of 200 EMA breakout, right? I will take you to now a slide where I have discussed all 5 of them one after the other in detail, right? So I'm going to take you to 5 trading setups that I have, and I'm going to show you one after the other here. So there are 5 setups that, as I told you, the first one is, when I say go long, means for long-term positional trades, time frame will be 1-day chart, and for intraday time frame will be 15 minutes, right? Because we are talking about the positional trades, your time frame always have to be 1 day. It should not be less than that. As I told you, trade from the top. Red color means you have to sell it. You need to look for a selling opportunity, right? Trade from the bottom and trade from the top, right? The top means you have to go short or you have to buy put. So I'm going to tell you about options in a while, but we will come back to this slide again at that time. You have to sell it. So when can you sell it and what can you sell it? Equity, that means cash you cannot sell, only futures you can sell, right? Or you can buy put. When you are on a sell side, you can buy puts or you can go short, right? So what are the conditions? Price is at the end of a significant uptrend, means the stock has been just going up and up and up. Price of the stock has been going up and up and up. A bearish reversal candle has formed. So what is a bearish reversal candle? Stock opens gap up and then comes down and closes below the previous candle, right? That's a bearish engulfing candle. Or you can have a bearish harami, you can have a bearish engulfing, you can have a dark cloud cover, you can have a morning star. These are your bearish reversal candlestick patterns. MACD should have a bearish crossover, right? That means what should MACD do? It should be basically like this. This is a bearish cross. The slow line should cut the fast moving line should cut the slow moving line sharply from top to bottom, and then the RSI should go from, first it should come round from top to 60 and then 60 to 40. That is what RSI, bearish RSI is. And then wait for candle to leave 10 moving average or wait for price rejection. Enter from 1 day or 15 minutes chart after price rejection and make sure that the Nifty has plenty of Nifty or stock, right? We will modify it. It'll be Nifty or the stock, right? Have plenty of room to fall. So this is your trade from the top. So let me just show you, take you to the market and show you there. So let me take you here, and probably what we need to do, I'm going to remove this drawing for you and normal, and we'll exit from here and see some trade from the top, right? So as I told you, what is your time frame? It has to be 1 day, right? I can show you first in the Nifty, and then we're going to look into stocks. So see here, this particular trade, or maybe we'll go further down here. This is a trade, a beautiful trade from the top. This particular trade, right? Let me mark it. Let me This is the trade from the top. So see here, this is the bearish engulfing candle. Can you see this one? Then see MACD crossover from top to bottom, right? The fast moving line is crossing the slow moving line from top to bottom. RSI is going below 60. This was a trade from the top, right? Let me show you a few more. Yes, right? Look at this beautiful trade. You will be able to see that this day, you can see there is a tweezer top and the bearish engulfing candle, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock has fallen down, right? I hope I'm making sense. See this trade out here from here to here, right? Bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, RSI going below 60. It's the trade from the top, right? It's the trade from the top, and this is where you will buy, you will sell the future lot, right? We are on 7th of June. 7th of June means we have a plenty of days for expiry, so we can sell one lot of futures and we can generate good amount of money. From where did it fell? We will only sell when there is a confirmation. When the candles pierce the 10 moving average, that's when we need to take an entry. And this, I mean, rather I would take entry from here. When the price rejection takes place, can you see this candle? There is a price rejection in the candle here. So the top of this candle becomes my stop loss. Top of this candle becomes my stop loss, and my target. I can always look for 200 moving average. A few points above 200 moving average will be my target. And if it crosses that with volumes, you have to use the trailing stop loss. Once it crosses the 200 moving average with volumes, means it is going to go further down. So from here, which is 2548, it has come down to 2326. Good 200 points. The stock has fallen. Let me show you another example of Hindalco, right? Hindalco here. Look at this bearish engulfing candle. Price didn't pierce here. You have to wait for the price to go below 10 moving average. This is a solid Marubozu candle. Price has pierced the 10 moving average. MACD has crossed over. RSI has crossed over, and see the fall that has come, right? Now this candle, which has the price rejection, shows that this is our entry point. Means once this long tail forms, the top of the tail becomes my stop loss, and my target will be definitely somewhere close to 200 moving average. So if it is 276 where I'm keeping my stop loss and I'm selling at 273, my target will be 260. So 13 points is definitely I can expect from this trade, right? And there are many such trades that I have done. Like look into Apollo tires. I can show you a trade in Apollo tires here. This is a bearish engulfing candle, right? 3 days price rejection happened. Like the price tried to go up, but it didn't go up much. But we don't have to trade here. We have to trade only when the candles go below 10 moving average. Remember that. There can't be any fault over here. We will not trade on this day. Of course, this is a trade itself. If we find out, which stock is opening gap up and coming down below 50% of the previous day's candle, we can definitely go short on such trades. These are formation of bearish engulfing candles. Then our entry actually for long term, we're talking about the positional trades. So our entry comes out at 277 with a very tight stop loss at 278. And where will it take you? It has come down even to the point of 229, from 277 to 229. Let's say our targets, what would have been our targets? So target would have been 260 first. Can you see this is where the major support is? From 276 to 277, it would have definitely a few points above the 50 moving average. And if it crosses 50 moving average with volumes, then we have further downward target, right? there is a bearish engulfing candle, MACD crossover, but RSI did not cross over. So the stock didn't come down much. You have to have RSI also going from 60 down, from 60 to below. You know, if it doesn't happen, that means your trade will not mature. You have to combine all the factors, right? So I have traded many times. You know, this is the trade from the top, well-defined trade from the top. Even this is a trade from the top. Which candlestick pattern is this? Can you recognize? One is that it has a tweezer top, plus this is the evening star, right? That means there are three candlestick patterns, and the third, see the price rejection here and price rejection here, and this is my entry point. This candle which formed on 11th of January 2018 is my entry point for a downfall, for an upcoming downfall. You can see how beautifully the stock has fallen down, right? So identifying the correct trade from the top is very, very important. You know, like, do not at all, you know. Now see here, this is a bearish engulfing candle, but none of these three candles are the entry point for us. Our entry point is when the candles go below 10 moving average. This candle, you know, of 12th of January 2016 is our entry point for sell side trade, right? And see how beautifully the trade has come down. From what value? From the value of 590, it has come down to, you know, a value of 411, right? It's a huge amount of profit that you have. You want to know how much is the lot size of Reliance Infra, and this is about 100 something points. You can see FNO Reliance Infra. The lot size is 1300. And how many points do we get from here? 590. It has come down to 418, right? Or if we take even 400, you know, it touched even 400. So that means 190 points. It's a huge amount of money, you know, starting from what day? 12th of January till what date did it go? 25th of February. It went on for about good one and a half month. Beautiful trade, right? And then it took a support and then went up. So this is the trade from the top. So where can you do the trade from the top? You can only sell it in the futures, or you can buy put. You cannot do it with equity. You can't do the selling in equity. Keep that in mind, and then you will be able to create. So what is the rule? Once again, let's read today. Time frame has to be 1 day. It has to have a bearish engulfing pattern, bearish harami, evening star, or dark cloud cover, any of the bearish candlestick patterns. MACD should cross from top to bottom. RSI should go below 60. Price rejection should happen here. The candlestick has to cross the 10 moving average in the downward direction. Pierce and go in the downward direction, and that is when you get your trade. See here, this was our trade. This particular candle was our trade. We will, even if we don't enter here, because RSI is just crossing on that particular day, so you can enter even on this day. 590 is when you can enter, and you can exit your trade whenever you see it's coming, approaching the support zone, right? Support, it comes here in the form of 200 moving average, right? So this was trade from the top. You will do two ways of trading. Either you will sell the future or you will buy the put, right? So I'm going to tell you what put will you buy, that I'll tell you a bit later, but okay, let me do that as well. So if you're at 590, right, you want to sell it at about 580, you feel that there is going to be a selling at 580. So at this point you sell it, and where do you see a support coming up? At 480. 580 to 480, 100 points drop is just, you know, easily possible in this. So 590, what you will do, you will buy a 530 put, right? So let me take you there and we'll see what happened from 13th of January 2016. Next few days, what happened to this put. So this is Reliance Infra put, and we are buying a 530 put, right? Because we're taking a midway put value. What happened to the put 530 put on that particular, in this particular period? So when is it? 13th. It started from 11th of January 2016 and it went on for next 4 or 5 days, right? I'm going to just take a a few days only, so maybe 5, 6, 7 days. We will see what happened in the put. Okay, so how do we find the historical data?